When you think about content and social, one of the things that makes social very unique is the real-time and immediate nature of it. But a lot of times when you hear those words, you don't really understand exactly how deep that is and what we can really find out using social. And so one of the sites I like to use is what is called wefeelfine.org. This was started in 2007 as a demonstration of new pieces of software called social monitoring. And what it was designed to do was to show you exactly how deep and how important the types of findings that can come out as a result of social monitoring software. So this is the home screen. It was actually designed by researchers in Princeton and Stanford. And so what you do is you click on We Feel Fine. You will see it will go out and you'll be presented with a lot of different colors flying around. You're probably wondering what these are. These are actual conversations that are happening right now. In other words, they start about a minute ago and go back to about 10 minutes ago of people throughout the world that are talking about their feelings. Each one of these dots represents a conversation that is happening right now with regards to feelings. It could be in any of 100 countries. And what's happening and think about this, in less than a minute, they are being translated into English, read through, and if they find the word feel or feelings, they then go through and find the most representative sentence and they bring it into the system. And so one of the things is this is called madness. It's rather difficult to see what's going on. So if we go over here to the next one down called murmurs, what you see now are the sentences falling out of the cloud of different conversations people are having or different sentences they're doing that have the word feel in it. Each one of these is a separate conversation. So I want you to think about this. In less than a minute, this software is reading hundreds of thousands of blogs and different sites like Facebook and those across the country, across the world, that do the same thing. And essentially it's picking out the biggest sentence, the best sentence that has the word feel, and it's dropping it out for us to use. But that's not all. In that same minute, it is not only going out and identifying the sentence, but it's going through something that we call tone and sentiment analysis, which we're going to see in a software piece called Social Mention a little bit later. And what that means is it's not just looking for the word feel. It's saying, what are we feeling about? I feel apprehensive. I feel elated. I feel confused. And so it's not only reading it, but it's classifying it into what our feelings are about. And as a result of that, it assigns the correct shape and color to that particular feeling. For example, if I say I'm feeling blue, it'll classify me as a blue triangle, so that those colors you saw flying around actually have meaning. In addition to that, it goes out, and it'll take a minute to do this, so I won't show you, but it's actually going through in that same minute and deep diving to identify a relevant picture. And so if it finds a picture of you on the site, so it's not just doing text reading and analysis, it's actually looking for video and pictures, it will pop that up. And after a minute or two, this would actually come into play. It also is going out and classifying it. And so think about what's happening here. In less than a minute, it's going out and reading, it finds the right sentence, it finds a tone and sentiment, it gives you the right color. But then what it also does, it begins to database this. And in addition to taking the deep dive to find your picture, it also looks at your age and your gender, and it classifies that as well. And it puts that onto the database. In addition, it time stamps it as to when you wrote it, and it then looks at the geolocation on your computer to figure out exactly where you are in the world. And from that, what it does is it actually assigns to you the country that you're in, the state or province that you're in, and the city that you're in to further build the database. And then what it does, it takes a date timestamp and your geolocation, and in that same minute it goes out to the Weather Channel and figures out what the weather was like when you wrote that sentence. The net result is it builds a massive database. So if I wanted to say, I want to know all the people who feel abnormal, who are females, in their 30s, while it was raining, in any one of these countries, and then I could of course bore down into the exact city, it will give me the counts, and I can do it for any of the years that it's been running. Now you're probably saying, well, I don't really care about feelings. But the important thing to take home is that social monitoring systems like this actually work not only for the words feelings, but it could be for your company, it could be for your competitors, it could be for a specific topic, And we'll be looking at social monitoring software like Social Mention that will allow you to go out and analyze anything with the same depth that this one is doing for the word feeling. And so We Feel Fine kind of started it all and shows us the real depth that we can get from social monitoring software.